The following is the story of the miraculous healing of Ugo Festa in front of a Divine Mercy icon. The icon is now housed in the Divine Mercy Chapel in Sacraments, Medjugorje. Ugo Festa was born in 1951 in Vicenza, Italy. He was diagnosed at an early age with multiple sclerosis and his health began to deteriorate slowly. This led to many other problems in his young life. By the age of 39, he was suffering from multiple sclerosis, muscular dystrophy, and epilepsy. His spine was becoming distorted, and he was having seizures daily. He continually attended doctors since the first onset of symptoms of these diseases, but the doctors could do nothing for him. Because of his terrible health crisis, he began to rebel against God. Once, while in the hospital, the patient next to him began to talk about Lourdes. Ugo mocked and jeered about the young man to the other patients in the ward. His mother-in-law suggested he should go to Lourdes, and he scoffed at the idea, but in 1987 he did go to Lourdes in an effort to prove his mother-in-law wrong about the healing waters in Lourdes, and the mercy of God. Although Ugo didn't receive a physical healing, he did receive a spiritual healing, a conviction that God exists. 3 years later, on the 28th of April 1990, Ugo went on a pilgrimage to Rome for the beatification of Father Philip Rinaldi. In addition to his other ailments, Ugo was suffering from memory loss, incontinence, and deficiency of sight due to nerve damage. In a wheelchair, and clearly suffering, Ugo caught the attention of Mother Teresa, who bent down and gave him a hug. Mother Teresa was in Rome at the time with a group whom he also became acquainted with. Ugo was invited along with this group to a retreat at the Shrine of Divine Mercy in Trent, but he refused. As he was leaving, one of the group, a nun, gave him 5 copies of the Divine Mercy image and a Divine Mercy medal. Ugo knew nothing of Divine Mercy and nothing about Sister Faustina, whose Divine Mercy revelations Pope John Paul II promoted. On the following day, the 29th of April 1990, Ugo attended the papal audience with Pope John Paul II, wearing the medal and carrying the Divine Mercy images in his arms, to be blessed by the Pope. At the bottom of the steps to St. Peter's, the Holy Father passed by. Ugo asked him to bless his Divine Mercy pictures. After blessing the pictures, Pope John Paul asked him how he was doing. Ugo told him he felt very dejected and was going through a deep moral and spiritual crisis. The Holy Father said, "How could you have a crisis with Jesus, the Divine Mercy, in your arms? Entrust yourself to him, and pray to my sister Faustina to intercede." With this advice, Ugo changed his mind and decided that he would go to the Divine Mercy Shrine in Trent. At the side altar in the Villa O Santissima, Villazzano, Trent, Italy, there was a shrine to the Divine Mercy with a life-size icon of the Divine Mercy image. For 3 days he prayed, his head bent down so as to not see what others were doing. Through his prayers, Ugo overcame the cause of his spiritual crisis, which was the bitterness he felt against his mother, who had abandoned him at a young age. On the 4th day of praying in front of this icon, Ugo suddenly noticed the arms of the image stretched out to him, and tremendous warmth flowed through his body. Ugo saw the Lord come out from the image, his white garment blowing as if in a breeze, and walk toward him with his hands outstretched. Ugo didn't want to believe it. He turned away, and so Jesus returned to the image. This happened 5 times. After the 5th time, Ugo expressed what was on his mind. "If it's really you, lift me up, because I can't move." He then heard Jesus say in a clear voice, "Rise up and walk." Ugo felt himself being raised from the wheelchair. His emaciated legs were suddenly of normal size. He began to walk. All his ailments were instantly cured and he was more physically perfect than he had ever been in his life. On the 19th of August 1990, Ugo returned to the Vatican, and during a papal audience at Paul VI Hall, he was taken to meet Pope John Paul II again, but this time standing tall. He told him about the great grace he had received, and thanked him for the words of inspiration which led him to Trent, and resulted in this great miracle of Divine Mercy. He gave Pope John Paul II a copy of the Divine Mercy image, with the signatures on the back of the many people who witnessed the miracle on that day. Doctors declared he was healed, and that the healing had no scientific basis. Ugo dedicated the rest of his life to spreading divine mercy, serving the poor and infirmed in hospitals and on the streets in Italy and Africa. He would hand out Divine Mercy prayer cards and encourage people to pray the Divine Mercy chaplet and venerate the Divine Mercy image, as Christ himself encouraged through Saint Faustina in her visions in the 1930s. Christ promises many graces to those who venerated the image. Ugo was diagnosed with cancer in 2005. He told his friends he wasn't fearful. He put his trust in Jesus. On the 22nd of May 2005, Ugo was found dead from gunshots to his head, in Italy. 2 individuals were arrested. The motive is not known. A priest friend, Father Seraphim, said. But he predicted this. He said that his work in the streets was putting his life in danger, but he was willing to die for it. The icon of Jesus, the Divine Mercy in Trent, Italy, which Ugo was healed while praying before, is now in the Divine Mercy Chapel, Sacraments in the parish of Medjugorje. Thank you for supporting this channel. If you enjoy this kind of content, please like and subscribe, and may God bless and keep you. Jesus, I trust in you.